Liquid density, Jake Mitchell, January 4, 2017. Problem or question: what will happen if you drop a few items in the graduated cylinder with three types of liquid: vegetable oil, maple syrup, and water? Will it all fall to the bottom, the middle, or top? Cherry, quarter, twig, and wooden spear. I want to see how far the item will fall when dropped. I got this idea from the staff in the museum I went to. He poured water, oil, and honey, but he never dropped any items in there. In home training tools, it taught me that we could also have density. For example, maple syrup has more mass, and maybe that's why it's very slow and sticky. On the other hand, coconut oil has, like vegetable oil, has less mass, and maybe that's why it's very slippery. In Steve's Planger's science, it taught me that whenever you're going to pour a type of liquid in, you should pour it in slowly because if you pour it in quick, it could ruin the layers. This is important because we want the layers to be separate. So this is so that we can see where it lands, but we won't be able to tell if they're ruined and all mixed. In educated.com, it told me that whenever liquids look the same, such as water and rubbing alcohol, you should just put food coloring and want to see the difference. The coloring will turn the liquid into a darker color. For example, if you use blue food coloring, it will turn into a darker blue than it looks. Hypothesis: I predict that the items with the less mass are going to float right on top of the layers of liquid, and the items with the most density are going to drop at the bottom. The quarter will drop the farthest down because it has the most mass. Next will be the wooden spear, the twig, and the cherry. I also feel that the quarter will reach the bottom first, followed by the spear, twig, and lastly is the cherry. One thing we won't know is that the item will land in the middle. Experiment. I am trying to prove that the object with the most mass will fall down in the graduated cylinder with the liquids in it, and the objects with the less dense are going to float in at the way top. The objects with the most mass will probably be the quarter, and it will probably fall all the way down. The twig and the wooden spear will float at the top of the layer. Steps. First, gather your supplies: vegetable oil, maple syrup, water, graduated cylinder, twig, wooden spear, quarter, and cherry. Get your graduated cylinder and start to pour in your liquids: maple syrup, water, and vegetable oil very slowly so that the layers of liquid won't get ruined. After that, drop the items in the graduated cylinder: twig, quarter, cherry, and wooden spear. Watch the items fall down into the graduated cylinder. Materials: graduated cylinder, water, maple syrup, quarter, twig, wooden spear, vegetable oil, cherry. Analysis: I learned that even though the wooden spear and the twig were in the same shade, they were floating in the same layer. They were floating on the vegetable oil layer. This means that they have the same mass. Something interesting I found was that when I dropped the quarter, it went really fast than the cherry, twig, or wooden spear. That's because the quarter has more mass than the other items. Um, the X means that the item didn't fall through the liquid layer. Conclusion: yes, my hypothesis was correct. We they are where they landed because of dance. The quarter had more mass, and that's why it fell all the way to the bottom. The twig and the wooden spear floated at the top of the layers of liquid because they have the least mass out of all the other items. In the future, I will prove this project by adding more kinds of liquids. I will also gather more items such as bottle cap, piece of cork, cardboard, and drop them into the layers. I can prove the experiment was a success by adding more different types of layers instead of liquid I use already: water, vegetable oil, and maple syrup.